Okay, let's talk about personality. At the end of the lesson, you are expected to analyze the definition of personality, distinguish different perspectives in studying personality, critique different perspectives in studying personality, reflect on the influence of the socio-cultural factors in shaping one's own personality, and provide some common personality traits observed among Filipinos. Human resource officers would often describe prospective employees to be someone who has a pleasing personality. What exactly do we refer to when we speak of personality? Personality is a pattern of enduring, distinctive thoughts and emotions, and behaviors that characterize the way an individual adapts to the world. Perspectives in the study of personality. Psychodynamic perspective emphasizes that personality is primarily unconscious or is beyond awareness. Thus, enduring patterns that make up personality are largely unavailable to our conscious awareness, and they powerfully shape our behaviors. Sigmund Freud developed psychoanalysis, his approach to personality, through his work with patients suffering from hysteria. Freud called the structures of personality as the id, ego, and superego. The id consists of unconscious drives and is the individual's reservoir of sexual energy. It is a pool of immoral and often vile urges pressing for expression. The id works for the pleasure principle. The ego, or I, the Freudian structure of personality that deals with the demands of reality. It abides by reality principle as it tries to bring the individual pleasure within the norms of the society. The ego helps us to test reality, to see how far we can go without getting into trouble and hurting ourselves. Superego, or above I, the harsh internal judge of our behavior. It is reflected in what we often call conscience and evaluates the morality of our behavior. Like the id, the superego does not consider reality. It considers only whether the id's impulses can be satisfied in acceptable moral terms. Defense mechanisms are tactics that the ego uses to reduce anxiety by unconsciously distorting reality. Denial, the most primitive defense mechanism, in which the ego simply refuses to acknowledge anxiety-producing realities. Example, a man might refuse to accept his diagnosis of cancer. Displacement, directing unacceptable impulses. Displacement, directing unacceptable impulses at a less threatening target. Example, an employee was reprimanded by his boss and yelled to his innocent son at home. Sublimation is a special form of displacement in which the person expresses an unconscious wish in a socially valued way, such as a boxer who sublimates his aggressive drive in the ring. Repression is the most powerful and pervasive defense mechanism. It pushes unacceptable id impulses back into the unconscious mind. Horne's socio-cultural approach. Horne believed that the need for security, not for sex, is the prime motive of human existence. Jung's analytical theory. Freud's contemporary, Carl Jung, shared Freud's interest in the unconscious, but he believed that Freud underplayed the unconscious mind's role in personality. Collective unconscious is Jung's name for the impersonal, deepest layer of the unconscious mind, shared by all human beings because of their common ancestral past. Adler's individual psychology. Individual psychology posits that people are motivated by purposes and goals. Thus, perfection, not pleasure, is their key motivator. Let's go to humanistic perspectives. Humanistic perspectives stress a person's capacity for personal growth and positive human qualities. Humanistic psychologists believe that we all have the ability to control our lives and to achieve what we desire. Abraham Maslow, a leading architect of the humanistic movement. According to Maslow, self-actualization is the motivation to develop one's full potential as human being. Carl Rogers believed that we are all born with the raw ingredients of a fulfilling life. We simply need the right condition to thrive. Each person is born with natural capacities for growth and fulfillment. Unconditional positive regard is Rogers' term for being accepted, valued, and treated positively, regardless of one's behavior. Conditions of worth are the standards we must live up in order to receive positive regard. Trait perspectives. According to trait theories, personality consists of broad, enduring dispositions or traits that tend to lead to characteristic responses. Thus, we can describe people as outgoing, friendly, private, or hostile. Gordon Allport is referred to as the father of American personality psychology. In defining personality, Allport stressed each person's uniqueness and capacity to adapt to the environment. For Allport, the crucial unit for understanding personality is the trait. Traits are mental structures that make different situations the same for the person. Allport's definition of trait implies that behavior should be consistent across different situations. Now let's talk about the biological perspectives. Personality characteristics reflect underlying biological processes, such as those carried out by the brain, neurotransmitters, and genes. Eysenck suggested that the brain's reticular activation system, or the RAS, plays a role in introversion and extraversion. He thought of these traits as the outward manifestations of arousal regulation. Gray's reinforcement sensitivity theory states that two neurological systems, the BAS or Behavioral Activation System and the BIS or the Behavioral Inhibition System, explain differences in an organism's attention to environmental rewards and punishments, and in this way shape personality.